Rumours about possible departures have been spreading around Cain and Moira Dingle after Emmerdale hinted at a major change happening at Butler's farm this week. The programme announced that Robert Sugden and Aaron Dingle will take over as the new tenant farmers, which means Moira and Cain will be leaving the farm. This development quickly worried viewers, as many believed it suggested that Cain and Moira might be exiting the series completely. Earlier in the week, Moira transferred her portion of the farm ownership to the Tates. Later, Joe Tate selected Robert to manage the farm business. Robert is determined to respect his family's heritage. He hopes to continue the work started by his father, Jack Sugden, and make him proud. Emmerdale producer Laura Shaw explained that the Sugden family has always played a central role in the village since they were the original farming family when the show first began. She added that bringing the story back to the farm's origins reflects the early days when Annie Sugden and her sons worked the land together. Now that Robert has taken over the tenancy, he is eager to succeed and live up to his father's legacy. Alongside his devoted partner Aaron, he is prepared to embrace this fresh chapter and work hard to ensure the farm prospers. She also mentioned that farming will continue to be an important part of the show, giving viewers plenty of lively and outdoor-based storylines. Once the storyline was announced, anxious fans began questioning whether Cain and Moira were about to leave the soap. One viewer commented on Facebook that if Cain and Moira left, the show would not feel the same anymore. Another fan said the news was upsetting because Cain is such an essential character in the series. A third viewer asked whether the couple were really leaving and said they might stop watching if that happened. Someone else also remarked that the show would feel different without Cain. However, fans can relax because Cain and Moira are not planning to leave Emmerdale. Reports suggest that both actors have recently signed new contracts. Although they are stepping away from Butler's farm, their storyline is continuing. After Moira is freed from prison, Cain plans to help her rebuild her life in farming. He begins looking for new land where they can start fresh with a farm of their own. Soon the village will feature two farms operating side by side, Emmerdale Farm and the Dingle Farm. For viewers concerned about their future in the show, this should be reassuring news. Cain Dingle experienced a discovery on Emmerdale tonight that could completely change his life. Although the revelation may not seem positive to him right now, the dramatic episode of the ITV soap left viewers wondering how things will unfold next. Recently, the popular character has been struggling emotionally after learning that he has prostate cancer. At first, he only shared the news with his granddaughter Sarah Sugden, but during an emotional moment earlier this week, he also revealed the truth to his wife Moira. The episode began with Cain telling Sarah that Moira now knew about his illness. Before that conversation, he almost told Kyle and Isaac about his condition, but ultimately decided to wait a little longer. However, he soon informed Caleb, Sam, Belle and Chas, leaving everyone in the room shocked by the news. Meanwhile, Moira met with Kim Tate while still behind bars and discussed selling her share of Butler's farm. Kim suspected that Moira might be hiding something and initially refused to accept the deal. Moira later contacted her again and explained the real reason behind her decision, revealing Cain's diagnosis. After hearing this, Kim felt sympathy for Moira and eventually agreed to go ahead with the arrangement. Although Moira felt relieved that the family would soon receive some money, she admitted Cain probably wouldn't be happy about the sale and might have tried to stop it if he had known earlier. Back at the Woolpack, Cain's family members were told about his condition, leaving them deeply concerned. He then took Kyle and Isaac into a separate room so he could personally explain the situation to them. Trying to remain strong, Cain told them they would all need to stay brave, and he also made it clear that his conflict with Joe Tate was far from finished. Kim later informed Joe about Cain's illness, which helped him understand why Graham had acted the way he did. Graham explained that he didn't want to take advantage of someone already going through such a difficult time. while Kim described Cain as a powerful and resilient person. Joe eventually went to the Woolpack to express his sympathy to Cain. However, Cain was left stunned when he discovered that Butler's farm had already been sold. Joe then explained everything that had happened, leaving Cain feeling shocked and devastated by the news. Robert Sugden is returning to the heart of farming life in Emmerdale, as the storyline brings the Sugden family back to their original roots. The ITV soap has shifted the focus back to Emmerdale Farm, a place that holds deep historical importance in the show's early years. The series recently confirmed that Robert Sugden and his partner Aaron Dingle will become the new tenant farmers at the property previously known as Butler's farm. They will now manage the farm's daily operations on behalf of the Tate family. Robert's decision is driven by his wish to honour the Sugden family legacy and continue the work once carried out by his father. As part of the story, Robert brings back the old farm sign that had been removed earlier and officially renames the property Emmerdale Farm. When the programme first debuted in 1972, the main storyline revolved around the Sugden family and their farming life in the Yorkshire countryside. Over time, the show expanded its storylines to include the wider village community, but the Sugden family heritage has always remained an important part of the series. The producer of the soap explained that the Sugden family has always played a central role in the village because they were the original farming family when the show began. She described the return to the farm's origins as a meaningful moment that reflects the early days when the Sugden family worked the land together. Now that Robert has taken over the tenancy, he is determined to do his best and make his family proud. With the support of his devoted partner Aaron, he is ready to begin this new phase and work hard to ensure the farm becomes successful again. Farming will continue to be a key element of the show, bringing lively countryside storylines and energy to viewers. The series has also confirmed a major change at Butler's farm, as Moira is replaced by 2 new characters who will now run the property. This development follows the events of the latest episode, where Moira agreed to a deal with Kim and signed over the farm to the Tate family. It has since been revealed that Joe Tate will place Robert Sugden in charge of the farm, with Aaron helping him manage the work. For the first time in many years, a member of the Sugden family will once again be responsible for overseeing the land. Robert is determined to bring the farm back to its former success and continue the legacy left behind by his father. To mark this new beginning, he reinstates the old farm sign that had previously been removed and renames the property Emmerdale Farm, a tribute to the original title of the series. This means that 2 active farms will soon exist in the village, Emmerdale Farm and Dingle Farm. Moira made the agreement with Kim without informing her husband Cain, who is currently dealing with a cancer diagnosis. Emmerdale continues to air on weekday evenings on ITV1 and is also available for streaming on ITVX.